I think we're getting better is the good news.
Yes.
I think women in general, and myself included, obviously, are going to continue to struggle in the technology space if and when things can go down the path of like we're maybe sliding a little bit backwards in some of our DEI initiatives.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that worries me for sure, because I have definitely been, and I won't say where or who or any names, but I've definitely been in a room at a table with a 1 to 20 ratio of men to women, and said something or brought up an idea, and crickets. Someone repeats exactly what I say that is of the male persuasion, and it's a great idea. Let's do that. I mean, I think if there's any female that hasn't experienced that, congratulations, but I'm pretty sure we've all experienced it.
Absolutely.
I don't know that there was an intent, right? We have to be really careful about intent and deriving intent, but part of that is just being overly intentional. Anyway, so all that to say, I think that the growth of female technologists, just in general, and also in cybersecurity space, is on the up and up. And I got to do this was not when I was in cybersecurity, but I got to go to the Grace Hopper convention, which is a very female force of women, and seeing all of the new entrants from just coming out of college, and the amazing brain power behind the female technologist is just on the upswing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you talked about something very important, which is this is two topics even on its own, like women in technology and then women in cybersecurity, that we can spend all day talking about both. Sure. I do, being in security for most part of my career, I would say we probably don't even give a lot of the credit to some of the women who have influenced like security and the space and so forth. I mean, one of my mentors, and you may be familiar with her, Barbara Endiko-Popovsky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's amazing. Like, I mean, when she ran Agora and all of those events, those were the things that kind of put me on that path. I was like, oh, I got to meet all these people. She was an amazing person. She was so smart. I loved it, like the whole experience. And then subsequently, another name I need to mention is Morgan Zantua. She was super influential in helping push kind of like our goals and the things we wanted. So
I met with Morgan once. This is years ago. So you and I both got our masters from the UW Tacoma, and yours was what?
Mine was master's in cybersecurity leadership. Yeah.
Yep. And so I did an MBA, and I think it was you who were like, this is only like 4 classes different. Why don't you
absolutely
get the four or 5 security classes done, and now you've got a dual master's. And I did chat with Morgan about that, and she gave me some great career advice, and I didn't end up doing that, but I there's a little part of me that wishes that I had.
That you did, yes, yeah. She was exceptional. Like, I mean, I can't even give her.
I know she's not at UW Tacoma anymore. We should.
No, she's not. Yeah, we should. Yeah, I think she's in Seattle. She's at Seattle U now, I believe.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So I think you bring up a great example of leaders bringing in, when it comes to this conversation, eventually my hope is that it's not a question to ask anymore. What is it like being a female in cybersecurity?
Absolutely.
And the Morgans of the world are the ones that are going to bring that next iteration of female cybersecurity professionals from college into the working world. I also think that, shout out to, I won't name names, of the people at Apple who are running the intern program. We had so many exceptional female interns at Apple. It was one of my favorite kind of interfaces to have with those professionals. They were great. I think it was a real dedication to bringing that kind of gender diversity to cybersecurity, and I applaud any business that continues to do that, because I think our early career talent is where it changes.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is I know this was and you and I have had conversations. I know, while you were in different spaces, and even just the transitioning into security and such a male dominated field, played out and so forth. I remember those conversations, but yeah, sure. I'm glad you
I have more opinions, but probably better over a beer or kombucha.
So so thank you for that perspective.
Right.
I really enjoyed that.
I guess before you move on from this topic, what is your perspective on this topic? Do you see it changing? Do you see it?
Absolutely, I see it changing. I think where I would even say, to add on to all the things that we've already talked about, would be more of women, and I'm gonna, because we mentioned women in technology and women in security itself, they're totally different. I'm gonna focus on just women in security, right? Yeah. Where I even tend to think that there needs to be more shift is actually women leaders in security, because as much as you're seeing more and more women in security and so forth, I don't think I'm seeing as much of say women in leadership. So that's something that I hope that it's probably going to change. And I think we're starting to see that drift a little bit in everything. So
and can we be really specific on that? I think leadership, not just in your planning teams,